It's Sunday, it's drizzling, but who says we can't do a little bit of gardening? It's time for an update. Okay, sometimes I wonder if the weatherman, what his distinction is between drizzling and just sort of spitting. So it's not raining hard. It picks up a little bit now and then, but I've been in the garage. We've been cleaning some stuff up again. And I got a chance to go after some of the plant labels, which, well, let's just head over and show you. We got seeds in the ground, folks. I'm really a happy camper. I even ordered up some more seeds, and they've arrived, and I've put them in. So you can see I've got plant labels on the top and the bottom. I have now, I just did this, six packs, various different things that ultimately I'm going to put up on the hill or somewhere else, and I just want to get them germinated and going because right now it's rainy. It's, whatever you want to call it. And I want to get up on the hill and pull the weeds and then make some mounds up there and be able to plant a few things, just sort of as experiments. But also I've got one 6-pack filled with nasturtiums after I cleaned up my nasturtium plants and tried to harvest the seeds and then got a little confused. So it says nasturtium may be yellow. Because I was trying to save the seeds from the yellow one, but we'll figure it out. There's also, let's see, we'll just kind of go through this. Also, so I have it documented because I've been having a problem with the labels. I've got the, let's see, Hale's Best Jumbo in the back left corner there, which is basically a cantaloupe. Off to the right of that is the nasturtium maybe yellow. Then I've got scallions. We've had some debate between myself and my mother, who's from the south, and said, oh yeah, we always had green onions in the garden. And I said, oh, you mean scallions? And she said, no, green onions. And we went back and forth. So I have the scallion seeds anyway. They came with that big pack of 42. Went ahead and planted some of them. So we'll see. They'll pop up, and we'll see if she wants to put them in the garden, or maybe I'll donate them to my brother. Pumpkin, small sugar pumpkin. That's going to be a smaller version of a pumpkin, not really, really big. Not necessarily sort of your jack-o'-lantern size. I think it's going to be a little bit smaller, but I think it would still make a cute jack-o'-lantern eventually. Watermelon Sugar Baby, which is a smaller black rind watermelon. That should be interesting. I've never tried to grow anything quite as big as watermelon or pumpkin. And then I've got the spaghetti squash, which I've always wanted to grow, but never really had the room. And I've got this whole hill to play with. So it's not organized into a planting bed like this, but I can make a few little spots on the hill and see if things will grow. And if I get melons or big squash growing, they'll have some room. Hopefully they won't just yank themselves out by the roots, but we'll see. Up here we've got the Three Sisters, and my yard long beans and my patty pan squash have showed up, so I've got them planted. You can see, if you look here, what I'm talking about with the labels fading on me. I mean, those have only been in for a week, and they're faded to beyond recognition. So I've gone through and redone a bunch of them today. Got more. Basically, I think I covered the what's in the Three Sisters. It's corn, squash, and beans in various different iterations across 4 sets here. And then down below, and this is where I start to get a little bit excited. Ooh, cucumber pickling Boston, and I just noticed it looks like I've got a sprout. So that's a cucumber coming up. I didn't plant anything here, so that's most likely a weed, but it could also just be that I dropped some seeds when I was doing all the planting. We've got we got the chives. What does it say? Common. Common chives. So those are growing. Ooh, check it out. Another cucumber has popped. Actually, I think I put 4 or 5 total in there, and it looked like all of these have popped, and these are the straight 8s. Let's go back and look at this. Yeah, I planted them about the same pattern, kind of a diamond pattern, and so 2 of these have now popped. So that's good. We've got germination going on. Swiss chard, that might just be the Swiss chard right there. So that makes me happy. Like I said, a cucumber, wow, I got 4. I don't know if I did 4 or 5. That could be 100% germination. That's really nice. Spinach, there's a little sprout next to the tag, but that could be a weed. I just got to wait for it to develop enough to figure out if it is a weed or not. Look at this. We got radish already growing. I mean, I only put these seeds in the ground. The first seeds I put in the ground actually were up above, and I did that on Monday, and I think I did these on Tuesday. So it's Sunday. Wow, it's a week. I've got sprouts all over the place. Down here I'm going to have carrots. They have not popped yet, not that I can see. But the iceberg lettuce, lots of sprouts in here. Hoping that's all lettuce, not weeds. We've got a leaf in the way. Black-seeded Simpson lettuce, lots of sprouts there. It's kind of hard to, the seeds are really small, to get them individual. I can see what looks like grass, weeds growing, but that's what all this is looking like. So you can see I'm excited. Despite the fact that it's drizzling right now, I'm out in the garden and enjoying the fruit of all my labor there, and the fact that I've got all this stuff, seeds in the ground, and a week later I've got sprouts. Wow. This is suffering a bit. Let's see what I had put different things in here. Now that was the old celery plant. I cut it way back. It's still holding on. The nasturtium's not doing great, but it's still alive. Nothing that I can see sprouted in here, and I don't think there's anything sprouting in there either, and I can't quite remember what I put. Probably more nasturtium. I just like my nasturtium. So, especially when the family decides they want to have coleslaw with dinner, and I don't really like coleslaw, so I can make my own salad. Now, let's see, what do we got back here? Here's, most of these had washed out, the tags had washed out, but we've got the black cream tomato. I'm not seeing, oh, that might be a sprout there. Hope I got that on camera. I'll try and put a circle around it for you or highlight it somehow. I've also got basil in here, so it could be that. Here's the Roma tomato. Those were already growing when I planted the seeds, so it didn't pop up that fast. But I've also got basil in here, so it looks like that's a basil there. And I've got 2 Roma tomato plants. The large red cherry tomato and basil, so that's a basil plant. I can tell just from the shape of the leaf. But I see a sprout there, so maybe I'll get the cherry tomatoes. In fact, I can see a couple of more little sprouts on the bottom there. That might be more basil, I don't know. The cherry pick peppers, I also sprinkled basil in here, and frankly, I'm seeing a lot of little sprouts, and I'm guessing those are going to be the basil. I think it tends to grow a little bit faster. I put basil in pretty much every planter in the tomato and pepper garden. So now here's one of the things. The labels had been washed out so badly I couldn't tell which one was which, but I'm pretty sure this is the giant Marconi, and that is the Nikita hybrid, along with basil, and there's a big basil plant growing there. I'm going to double check, and I'll put an answer here, because I did, when I planted them, I recorded the labels and what I had done, so I have a record of it, and I'll take a look and I'll let you know if it's correct. Moving on through the backyard, we did some trimming this week. Mom's flowers are looking nice. Let me back up a little bit so you can see. I took care of that bush and that bush, and I've trimmed back the hibiscus a bit more. It's basically, it'll grow back, but it was just kind of getting wild. So that'll do okay. And we'll head out back. I'll let you stare at one of those. Oops. Stare at one of those for a minute while I close the gate. There we go. And out here, I still need to get out and deadhead the geraniums. And there's some weeds in here. So still more to do, and we got another big project coming up around the house, which will probably take me away from gardening, but it's kind of why I wanted to really get some stuff done. Then I can just let them grow. And the grass is growing in where I've tried to level it off, so that's a good thing. And that's pretty much where we are this week. Wow, this was a long one, but I got to show you what I did in the plants I've planted, or the seeds I've planted. So I'm a happy camper. I hope you're having a great week too. Have a great week coming up. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, take care of the ones around you, and may your thumb be green.